Welcome to another technical tips and tricks episode. With the online learning buzz here in the Philippines, I thought of reviewing a popular laptop in this episode, the Huawei MateBook D15. But do note that I'm not an expert on laptops. I know some, but not on an expert level. Thus, I have entitled this one, A Layman's Laptop Review. This review is from a perspective of a normal, everyday, non-tech savvy, non-gamer, non-enthusiast user. Let's roll the title screen to get started. I'm not talking about the specific price of this one, just search for it, but I do like to mention that I got two freebies for my unit. A 1TB Toshiba hard disk which I've already filled up with files, and the sturdy backpack with ample space for the laptop, for some accessories, and it also has many secured pockets. Aside from the paperwork, the box contains the laptop itself, the charger brick, and the USB Type-C to Type-C cable. That's it. Yes, the charger of this laptop is USB Type-C, which I really like since I can use them alternately with my phone, which I did, and it worked. There's no proprietary shapes for the charger, just a good old universal USB Type-C. I hope the upcoming laptops will follow the same design. The charger brick is a 65 watts fast charger and can charge the laptop from 0 to more than 50% in 30 minutes, around 1 hour and 15 minutes to full charge, which is really good, but the downside is it also discharges the battery fast. On a normal usage like browsing, YouTube, Netflix, listening to music, it lasts me 4 hours, which is already at a low range. And during my first night with it, when I was installing and copying and downloading a bunch of files all together, it only took slightly over than 2 hours from 100% down to 18%, which is slightly disappointing. But considering its specs to price ratio, you can't help to still be happy with this purchase. I think MateBook D15's build does not match its price. It looks more expensive and premium. Its design is simple and elegant. An aluminum body with the word Huawei at the back of the LCD panel, and another small one at the bottom of the LCD at the front. And look at that really thin bezels of the screen. Even the webcam cannot fit in that. But don't panic, Huawei had a solution for that. They placed the webcam in the keyboard. It's in between the F6 and F7 keys. Just press to pop out and press to pop in. The back has 3 grill vents, 2 small ones on both sides and 1 long grill at the upper part where you can see the single fan inside. I really like the premium and subtle look of this laptop. It's something you can take out and use on cafes and other public places and easily give out a good aura around yourself. MateBook D15 comes equipped with AMD Ryzen 5 3500U processor with Radeon Vega 8 graphics, an 8GB of RAM, 256 SSD plus 1TB HDD. It also has a Hall, gravity, and fingerprint sensors, and all the normal bells and whistles of a laptop like the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth technology. Overall, a really good and solid specs for its internals, especially considering its price. It's a bang for your buck. Just a disclaimer, I have an HP EliteBook which I use for work and an Acer Nitro 5 which I handed down to my son. They have the same specs as D15, so I might be comparing those two with D15 from time to time within this video. On the left side, it has a USB Type-C port for charging and can also double as a reader of flash drive and a phone file transfer. And yes, I've tested plugging in both a Type-C flash drive and my phone. They are working great and the file transfer is fast as expected. We also have one USB-A 3.0 and an HDMI port on this side. And turning over, we have two small holes in front, just below the touchpad. I think it's a mic. On the right side, we have 3.5mm jack headset combo and two USB-A 2.0 ports. Not sure why they didn't made all the USB ports to be 3.0. Might be one of the cutback for the price. That's all the ports, so we have no card readers, no Kensington lock hole, no LAN port, no VGA ports. So take note that your connectivity here is only through Wi-Fi. I guess that's okay since laptops are made for mobility anyway. For the screen, we have a 15.6 inches of a really sexy thin bezel of IPS panel with 87% screen to body ratio and 1920 by 1080 resolution on a 16 by 9 aspect ratio. The viewing angle is advertised at 178 degrees, which is true. The blurring or discoloration when viewing the screen on an angle is too little to notice. At first, I feel like the screen is washed out, but after doing some color calibration, which let me choose my preference for colors and fonts, and then bumping up the brightness to my taste, viewing has really improved. Of course, it is not something mind-blowing like the 144 refresh rate of OLED screen, but I think this is the best I can get for its price range. So I'm satisfied with it. The keyboard layout and key spacing is good for me, but I know this is subjective depending on people. I must say though that typing on the HP EliteBook and Nitro 5 laptops feels better. Not sure if it's just because this is new, but it feels more tactile typing on those other two laptops. Also, there's two weird things I've noticed in this keyboard. First is how the function key works. On all my previous laptops, and I had too many to count because of my work, I usually combine pressing the function key to any keys between F1 to F12 to activate the alternate function of F1 to F12 keys. But here in D15, you don't need to combine the function key anymore. Just turn off the light of the function key, which I think is ironic, and the alternate function of F1 to F12 keys will automatically be the default function for those keys. The other weird thing is there's no indicated keys for home, end, page up, and page down anywhere in the keyboard. I did some quick search and found out that the arrow keys combined with the function key act as those four mentioned missing keys. Personally, I don't hate the keyboard, but I would probably be using an external keyboard most of the time when using this laptop. Again, this is just me. It all depends on your preference. I'll give it straight and honest to you on what I think of the D15 speakers. Sorry, it's mediocre for me. It's good for watching movies since you only hear the dialogues, but for music, I think both the EliteBook and Nitro 5 and even the Asus netbook of my wife have a wider range of sound. I'm no expert in sound, but on my own taste, the sound is a bit tinny and there's almost no bass. But this is not a big deal for me since I usually use a wired headset, an earbud, or Bluetooth speaker. D15's output to these devices are really good, and connectivity through Bluetooth including Wi-Fi detection and connection are all good. D15 detects all the nearby devices and easily pairs and connects with them. For your reference, here's an unedited sample comparison of the sound of the laptop speaker versus the one from the Bluetooth speaker. MateBook D15 has a Huawei Share feature, but unfortunately I don't have a Huawei phone, so I won't be able to test that. But there's more cool things about this laptop, like the power button that doubles as a fingerprint scanner, which I love. It's fast and I haven't encountered any hiccups yet from this scanner. Unlike the fingerprint scanner of the HP EliteBook, which seldom reads my fingerprint on the first scan, it always takes about 3 to 5 times before I can get in. But on D15, it always just one tap. Then there's the pop-up webcam. The angle of this one will also be subjective. For me, it's fine. We have a thing in the Philippines called kita utak, which means you can see the brain through the nostrils. And I think the angle of the webcam is not that bad to be on a kita utak situation. It is not a feature per se, it is a pre-installed software, but it is really helpful, so I'd also like to mention the PC Manager, which can help you check for hardware and outdated drivers in one click. It is a really simple application, but it is providing a great value for the customers. And I hope Windows could have a standard app like this in the future. Aside from the very few available ports, the mediocre keyboard feels and speaker sounds, overall, I am impressed with the performance, features, and price of this machine. Acer Nitro 5 performs better, which is expected since that is a mid-range gaming laptop, but D15 is definitely better than EliteBook. Playing Asphalt 9 on maximum settings, I encountered some stutter from time to time, which is also the same case for Tekken 7, but it is not something that you would be bothered with while playing. For CSGO, the performance is better, but I do notice some heating on the left part of the body of the laptop. On other applications like Visual Studio, SQL Server, Filmora 9, which is the editing tool I use to create this video, Photoshop, watching YouTube and Netflix from Chrome, using MS Office tools, everything is working perfectly without any lag. I'm not a heavy gamer. I only play games casually. I do low to mid photo and video editing. I also do some Visual Studio and SQL coding, and also consumes a lot of multimedia contents online and offline. So I think MateBook D15 fits my lifestyle needs more than Nitro 5. So in that sense, I would choose MateBook D15 over EliteBook and Nitro 5 anytime. Alright, I hope this review helps you decide if you're going to buy MateBook D15 or not. If it does, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.